Well, this is the EVERTUNE bridge, and this is how it works. These 6 fasteners across here adjust the arc of the saddles to match the radius of the fingerboard. And these 6 fasteners in the back move the saddles back and forward for your standard intonation adjustments. These 6 fasteners here adjust the K value of the saddles so that they rock back and forth and they come back to center every time. And this is what's special about this bridge. The actual tension of the string is equaled by the tension of the spring. So each of those strings actually pivot slightly on a fulcrum. So these fasteners here are kind of like fine tuners, like the fine tuner on a violin bridge. As you can see here, as you touch them to adjust them, they're floating, so it's a spring mechanism. So you've got to very gingerly make the adjustment, then lift the Allen key out before you check, because even the weight of the Allen key will put it out. Once you're onto it, this is the first time I've ever adjusted one. Once you're onto it, it is actually, in its essence, it's pretty simple. And that, in a nutshell, is your EVERTUNE bridge. So for all you guys out there that have struggled with 3 different Allen keys for all the different types of bridges that are out there, one thing that EVERTUNE has nailed right out of the gate, 1 Allen key. This 1 Allen key will move the saddle back and forth, adjust the height of the saddle up and down for the curvature of the fingerboard, and control the amount of K value in the spring, how much you want. I thought I would show you the back. It's quite a feat of engineering. You can kind of see the spring through there. So each of the strings is a spring-loaded fulcrum, and you can adjust the amount of K value for each string. I'm not sure, but I'm assuming that this strike plate kind of holds the little hook of the spring down into some type of block or some type of mechanism. We'll put the back plate on in a minute, but I wanted to open it up just to kind of show you the mechanism. I think the camera is picking it up. You can see the spring extended here. What really separates this from everything else that's out there, you can adjust the spring for the proper K value for each individual string, and it allows all of the strings to move independently on their own spring-loaded fulcrum. So as I turn that clockwise, I increase the amount of relief that the saddle has. See how that saddle's moving slightly? If I pull on that A string, oh, okay, there's a little bit of play. I'm going to give it just a little bit more than that. Yeah, I'm going to give that a little bit more too. The 3rd string, yeah, that's pretty good. 2nd string, 1st string's not moving at all. Clockwise, we turn that until, okay, you see that movement? That's what you want. You want the springs really act as a counterbalance to the string tension. It's quite ingenious. So we're working on this G that does not bend. Nothing happens. You see that rocks? Okay, here is how you switch over your EVERTUNE bridge so you can do a blues lick and you can bend those top 3 strings. You tighten up the machine head at the headstock until this moves to its maximum travel, right to the end of its travel. There, okay, there, that's as far as it's going to go. Now you back it off. Now I can bend. Same thing, I'm going to do it again. Here's the 2nd string. Nothing happens. So we tighten up the machine head at the headstock until this saddle rocks forward to its maximum amount of travel. There it is. Now you back it off and okay, so now I can bend. 1st string, same thing. I'm bending, basically nothing's happening. Again, tighten this string at the headstock until that saddle comes to its maximum amount of travel. Okay, did you hear that go up in pitch? And then we're backing it off. Now, so this is the wrap up on Dan's LTD Deluxe MH1000ET. This has been stabilized now. So the 3 bass strings, there's no pitch displacement. You bend, nothing happens. A, nothing happens. D. However, the top 3 strings, the 3rd string, the 2nd string, and the 1st string. So I'm going to play through this E major, C sharp minor 9, A major, add 9, to B sus. I'm going to loop that. Play. So I'll let that loop continue to play, and I'm going to kind of ghost those chords, exact same chords, with Dan's Taylor guitar. So here we go. doesn't need a lot of compensation at that first fret, but it could use a little tiny bit. That's why the Taylor is even more precise than this EVERTUNE guitar.